I got a question for you, Mel.
Are you going to answer that question I just asked?
No, I'm not going to answer that question because it's not. There's no visual aid. Listen. I have an important question.
Red, blue.
Why is it blue? I don't know. Why is it blue?
All right.
I forgot what my question was. I was going to ask a question. I don't know what it was about. Try Before We Die. It's regular episode night, Mal. Oh, I know what the question was going to be.
We're filming? All right.
What do you think, our intro would be like if, the A-team, production team, was in charge of our videos? Would it be, Malcolm grew up in London, drinking slaggy beer and working at the off license in his free time. Right? What would it be? Colin learned about whiskey from his father-in-law to try and impress him. They came together on the right. What would the 18 version of our show be?
I think that would be that would actually be pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, they would definitely have to do a backdrop and to make the fact that one of us is from Europe.
Right. If you could find the bitter end, maybe you could have a drink with Colin and Malcolm.
Oh, wow. You spent a lot of time thinking about that.
No, it just came to me. That would be, wouldn't that,
I think it would be good to be in an opening like that.
It
would be like, if we could do a different opening every time, have an opening like that.
I start skin huts, we'll slide across the bar
with a bottle and crack it.
Yeah. Oh, we could be like Charlie's Angels. We could have
that. So I'm gonna ground this.
No, I'm serious. I want to kick this horse a little bit more.
No. Oh, so you want to keep talking about this?
Yeah. What would be another show, right?
Well, we could definitely do an old traditional. We could definitely do the feed of like in Star Wars where they just rolls up. And they could just what we're doing or where we are and stuff like that. Or a distant country in a distant state in a small
that's right. In the New England galaxy of the American Nebula.
Yeah, and I think you also could do one along the lines of something maybe like. Jerry Seinfeld, where you do a stand-up trying to. Hey, what's the deal with freaking Oddbird?
You ever been to a bar and order a whiskey and they give you a blend? What's the deal with that?
So I think that would be pretty cool.
Okay. So there's something here.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, if you're looking, we could probably do several freaking openings to the show.
Mm-hmm.
That would be entertaining for me. And I think people just should actually see the two of us freaking doing something that is something more fanciful where people would have a laugh at, especially if we go dressed up for the party.
Yeah, Mal and Colin go to the bitter end.
Right? Exactly. Rock on, dude.
Yeah.
So what brought this up?
I don't know. What was on your mind?
Oh, I just want to know what the different colors.
That was it. We covered that already.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Yeah, I know. That was it. I'm like completely.
I think that's those are the important numbers.
The last two or the first two?
The first two. It's the unique set, right? There's two of red, one of blue, and so they're saying blue has a little more significance. So if you're just catching a glance and you're paying attention, blue's your big one.
If anybody can answer this out there.
Yeah, why is blue with red? Something's stuck to your back. Yeah, I gotta go.
There's three sets of numbers.
Yep.
Two red, one's blue.
Yeah.
And I'd like to know why is one blue.
Mal's referencing our set clock, which helps us keep track of things. Hopefully at some point, we'll have some standardization here. But so we're keeping track of how much time we're spending with you. And as the clock ticks, of the 6 spaces on the clock, it's digital.
Yep.
4 are red and 2 are blue. But the high numbers are the blue, which is what I'm saying, is that at the casual glance, if you don't want to sort of process the whole thing, you can look at the high numbers and realize how many minutes you're into any activity.
Yeah, no, all right. I'll give you that.
Yep.
That makes sense.
Yep.
So what are we doing today? What is the
It's
goal
regular episode night. We're gonna randomly generate a thing and pull a bottle.
So do you think, based on what has been happening over the past several...
Welcome back to the bitter end. Ooh. Malorino.
Good God, man. So to answer my question, based on the fact that what was been happening over the past
better
several
than
weeks,
Collins Jack.
yeah, that's a lot better than that. Don't even go down that road.
Could be horse mouth.
Yeah. what would be our gang name?
The whiskeys, so if this was West Side Story, it's the Jets and the Sharks.
Yeah.
So we could be the.
So would you think would it be whiskey Scotch versus bourbon? Would be the
Scotchies.
Scotchies.
We have to roll our cuffs up on our pants to be the Scotchies.
Okay, so I'm going to split this up because I've been trying to get out.
All right.
Based on the fact of what's been happening in the last several weeks that people don't know about, do you think that you actually have to leave your seat? And that's sort of
are we playing?
Yeah,
right?
that's
Am I wearing
foreshadowing. That's a foreshadowing for everybody out there.
Yeah.
Because they can sort of be like, oh, so maybe they haven't moved for the past several weeks.
Right. Well, I can sort of see the lineup in the episode release. We're like up in our game here. And there are going to be a number of bottles up until this moment that have just come from right here.
Yep.
And so, in the ongoing game of am I wearing pants or not, there has been no answer to that question.
Which
recently.
I think a lot of people are very, very happy
Yeah,
about.
right. There are plenty of times where it's been answered and I've worn pants.
Yes.
Right. But without question, there are times, and maybe right now, I sit back here without pants on.
Yes. I can
I have
actually,
boxers on. Boxers on.
I can actually guarantee that there's been at least one show that happened over the past several episodes that you were not wearing pants.
And some of you from the paintball past will remember there are plenty of times in the past. This isn't a new feature of me. Remember the red chili pepper silk boxers?
All I remember is your wife saying, "What are you wearing?"
I would spend the whole weekend in those unless I was playing paintball. Then I would put on my paintball pants, and as soon as the game or whatever was over, pants are off. I'm just in my my drawers.
They were like silk or something. They were nice.
It's just who I am. Don't hate.
I don't know why we had to see them all the time, but I will say they were nice. So, brand new episode. We're going around the bar, hopefully. Someone's going to find out if you're wearing pants or not. Tell them how this works.
Well, put a whiskey bar together. Somewhere in that 300 bottles of whiskey from around the world. 200 plus, many plus of Scotch whiskey. Almost exclusively single malts, though there are some blends. Traditionally a rarer blend, an anniversary blend or whatnot in the bar. And we're trying before we die, and though I'm not trying to bring up COVID that much anymore, but thanks to COVID, there has been no trips to the whiskey store at all in like a year.
The ferry has not been able to fly over, right?
And so we are seeing some gaps in the shelving, and the open shelf is full. I have to build a new one. And so there's like a lot of excitement and like, wow, because I remember group member Whitey said, wow, it's just really so nice in here, but nothing's open. And so a fella doesn't seem like he has a chance when he sits at this bar. And now the full shelf has got like 60 bottles. I mean, the open bottle shelf has like 60 bottles.
And there's some goodies up there.
Right. And so now a fella has a chance if you belly up to the bar.
Which we hope, based on the fact that we used to always do a big New Year's party, and this year's New Year's is actually on a weekend.
Yeah.
A long one at that.
Long one at that, yeah.
We're going to hope that the doors open, maybe get a few people up here, and we'll have a few scotches with everybody, and they can try the ones that we've been able to try during the show. But it has been, I will say, as Colin has said, there are a few gaps, but I'm going to tell you there, all you people out there, those gaps are insignificant to the amount of alcohol that's still
there are plenty of filled gaps. The Warden's Hole has a lot of dirt in it still.
Yeah.
There are plenty of gaps that are filled.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good bottles still that we need to try.
But it is nice there. I can recall many times when there was only 2 open bottles in the bar because the collection was being built.
Yes.
And now there are like 60 open bottles in the bar.
And several gaps.
So, why don't we create a gap?
I'm all about it.
All right. So, as usual, your long-winded banter has brought us. It's probably my fault.
Oh, your phone shut down again?
Yeah. So, but hopefully it remembers where we were. There's the parameters.
Maybe we should get, well, that's what we should get, is a random generator number that we could do, and then people can see it. We could just press the button, and, be like, and then they could see it.
That is an awesome idea.
That is a fantastic idea.
All right, so we're going to need to do a little research into that. If anybody sees a link for a nice random number generator, digital, about yay big, so we'll mount it right here and go dink.
Yep.
And we'll say, bottle number 162.
Oh, we are moving around the bar. Maybe you will see if he's wearing pants.
We are definitely moving. So I have to do a little bit of thought. So hold on before we get too crazy with the movement. We have to count, not just because of stupidity and we can't remember anything, but because of the number of gaps in every section of the bar, we have to do a count. So we have nothing off the top. We've decided that there are 15 across.
Yes.
4 and 8 plus 7 is 15. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. 45, 47, 49, 50, 53, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67. 67.
Yep.
It's almost like I'm delaying, am I wearing pants or not?
No, not really, mate.
67. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 71. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 81, 82, 83, 84. 84. That's usually like bottle 98. 84. 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 92. 94, 96, 98. 101. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 110, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 119, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 127.
So we're on the back side. Unless you
162, 127.
127.
I'm wearing shorts.
I'm sure there's a lot of people right now who have just rejoiced.
127. The dog brought some firewood in. 127. 28, 29, 30, 32, 34, 36, 37, 39, 41, 43, 45, 47, 49, 50, 52, 54, 56, 58, 60. 1. How many? 2. 2. 162. We went over by 1. Those of you who know will know. We went over by 1. 162. Brings us to the legend from Bowmore. An Isla whiskey. The Bowmore. Mal, you're familiar with the Bowmore?
Am I?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's a goodie.
Again, it's dusty, so we all know it's been here for a while.
Want to know what we missed?
No, I don't actually.
You're going to see it in the video. This is good. By no means am I bummed. I'm completely bummed we didn't pull 161. But I'm absolutely not bummed at the fact that we pulled the Bowmore. This is an Isla, which would generally mean we're going to talk some peat.
Yep.
On the eye, light gold. On the eye. Oh, I get how they're doing their thing here. On the eye, light gold.
It is like gold.
Breathe in. Distinctive Bowmore smoky peat with a gentle breeze of fresh sea air. Sip. Bold, zesty lemon notes together with a touch of honey. Savor the full and complete finish with distinctive Isla peat smoke.
Yummy.
The legend.
The legend.
Bowmore is legend.
Now,
It really is legendary in the sense that there are some excellent ancient stocks of Bowmore whiskey. And we're talking 25, 30, 40, 50-year-old bottles that are just renowned for their flavor. I think the deepest I've gone on a Bowmore is a 25, and it was in a back room in a whiskey shop. And I regret not buying it, and I went back to buy it a few months later. I said, hey, you got any more of that? And he said, no. And I should have bought it, and I regret that to this day. It is just such an excellent aging whiskey. Maybe not considered the way the Glen Grant is well known for its 50, 60, 70, 90-year-old bottles. But this whiskey ages really well. This, now, no age statement. This lets us know it's on the beginning end of their line.
Distilling.
They're releasing it probably, I would guess, somewhere in that 8 to 10 year range.
So a young one.
Yep. Right. And so that's what I know. I can't recall if I've had a bottle of this in the past or not. I feel like it's highly likely, but I don't know for sure.
I will say it's probably not one of my, well, I'm going to say, obviously, being a Speyside guy, this is not one of my distilleries that I would even think about buying a bottle.
Right. It's, yeah, absolutely. You're going to absolutely be prepared for that peatiness. So this, if you're not that guy or gal, this is not your whiskey for your go-to drink for exploration, for learning about it. This actually would be an entry level to some of that peated whiskey.
Yep, for someone a little bit different, change things up a bit.
So, I love learning stuff, right? So, Bowmore, the oldest distillery on Isla.
Ooh.
Established in 1779. House I grew up was built in 1795. Long owned by blah, 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 blah. Now owned by one of the conglomerates based in Japan. No criticism, just acknowledging the consolidation of the Scotch market. Much of this whiskey does go to Japan.
Okay. So this is one of those ones where designed for a certain market.
Mm-hmm. They malt most of their own barley. They use traditional malting barns with pagoda-shaped ventilators on their roofs. The black Bowmore bottling is highly collectible. True story.
Yep.
Legend. Age when bottled. Legend. No age declaration. There's a bottle called Surf, which I've never seen, which also has no age statement. 40% alcohol for the Legend. Oldest distillery on Isla. I did not know that. As always, it's the opening of the bottle now.
Yep. Lively.
Yes. The Bowmore Legend.
Click, 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 click.
The bottle is good design, good pour.
Yeah. I like that sound. Even though it scares me.
So again, light gold, breathe in the distinctive Bowmore smoky peat with a gentle breeze of sea air. Sip the bold, zesty lemon notes together with honey and savor the full and complex finish with the peat smoke.
And I will say, if you would just look at this, you would think this could be freaking honey that was freaking warmed up. It's got a very freaking golden look to it.
Absolutely. That's a great point, Mal. That really does look honeyed. It probably won't translate on the camera, but it really just does have this beautiful golden hue.
Okay, so...
It's not pushing you away.
No, I'm actually a little bit taken aback. I was actually preparing myself
for that campfire.
But you really are not even getting it.
I think it's going to be on the...
But you could definitely pick up the citrus, the lemon.
Yeah.
You definitely can do that. If you were to pour this and said, well, guess what you're drinking? I would say I would fail miserably.
I don't think I would pick a Bowmore. I wouldn't pick an Isla.
No, I'd be like, that's not anything. Anything I would freaking be like, turn my nose up at. But yeah.
Light. Sweet. Easy. It's light, it's honey sweet for sure. For me. Easily drank. The smoke is such this minimal content. it's like the neighbor's house after their house burned. Right? The neighbor's house who didn't burn just has a little bit of smoke. Oh yeah, the neighbor's house burned down. That's what you smell. Right? It's really faint. Maybe it's 2 neighbors away. It's so faint.
Or maybe it's not a neighbor. Maybe it's just the fact that it doesn't have that smoky feel.
Maybe it's the fires in California right now, and just now and then you just get a
that
little.
That is actually rather remarkable because after all the build-up you've thrown around, Bowmore, blah, 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 peat, smoky,
and all the evidence for it.
And it really doesn't tick any of those boxes. I am really struggling to find that peaty taste to it.
It is.
I'm struggling to find
3% of this, maybe 2. The 98% of this isn't peat or smoke.
I'm struggling to find that smoke. And it's definitely I can.
It's
there.
It's there, but it's
like
not present. Right.
It's like, okay.
It's like Casper, the friendly peaty mist.
It is like Casper, the friendly peaty mist. Smoky aftertaste that you get from a Scotch bowl. But it's actually rather incredible because you can definitely pick up like that honey, lemony.
Yeah.
And that's probably more pronounced than having to deal with the fact that it's...
The honey, for sure, is all over the place in its sweetness. And not like in like, oh, honey.
Yeah.
But just like, that's the...
You got that freaking...
It's just like all there.
It's like when you first freaking put a lemon drop in your mouth. And you don't,
a little bit of sugar helps the... Was that Mary Poppins, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Mary Poppins would give this to the kid.
Oh, wow, now.
Yeah.
And the kid would enjoy it.
Yeah. I still feel sick.
Yeah. But that's remarkable. So I will say now, if I was cruising the freaking Scotch Isles,
yep,
and I happened to come across that bottle, yep, now that we're expanding my understanding of different Scotches from different distilleries, I would not be scared to pick that up.
Super affordable, very accessible, not going to break the bank.
Because that is rather pleasant.
Yeah, it is a nice. I am happy.
Yeah, I did. Like I said, I thought, oh, here we go, another one of these ones. But so far, like I said, we've done.
So let me wind back our praise. If you're a Bowmore enthusiast, this is not what you're enthusiastic about from Bowmore. You're enthusiastic about the peatiness, the smokiness, the maritime, right? The seashore, right? You're gonna view this as immature. You're gonna view this as not what Bowmore really represents in many ways. I really feel like we'd have to go with lightly peated.
Yeah, very.
Right. This is not that what the Islas are traditionally known for. What we get a little apprehensive about when we. But we've continuously been impressed, and even when it really shows up. This isn't really showing up that classic Isla flavoring of the peating and the smoky. But it certainly doesn't make it anything less because it is a nice glass of whiskey.
It is?
Yeah.
Must be one of you.
It's honey sweet. It's got that wisp in the background of that smoke.
A quick warming.
Yeah.
After being out on a good full...
No medicine. Nope. No. Really easily done. Yeah. So if we were in a war... and it was Bowmore against some bourbon, Bowmore would declare that they had won the war. What's another word for if you've won the battle? Victory. Now, sometimes folks on this planet will say they're from Georgia, which is a small town in northern Vermont, which is a state in the southern United States, and also a country in what I believe was the former Soviet Union.
And didn't some major politician make a huge gaffe about that? Or somebody along those lines?
Around Georgia.
Yeah, and it was really, they were talking about Georgia, but they thought it was the state. I don't know for sure, but I know it was there. But it really was, they were talking about something to do with fighting or something like that, and they think it was Georgia.
Well, it's tough because and I don't want to defend misguided politicians, but I'll make it local, this confusion. Though at a certain point you should know if it's international Georgia. When I began working in Vermont, people would say, "Oh, I'm from Georgia," and I'd be like, "Oh, I lived in Georgia for 5 months." Oh no, excuse me, 5th grade. I lived in Georgia when I was in 5th grade. And we get to talking, and then suddenly I was talking about the state of Georgia, and they were talking about the town of Georgia in Vermont. I was like, oh, isn't that like a really tiny town? It is, but
we're going to Georgia.
We're going to Georgia,
former Soviet
former Soviet
Union.
Union, who have a toast that translates to victory.
It does?
Yeah. So you ready?
No, not really.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So we haven't practiced. We haven't YouTubed it. We don't know how it's pronounced, but we've done some phonetics. In Georgia, the country, victory. Gagimachos.
Oh, you sound like Klingons.
Yeah, Gagimachos. Gagimachos. It's almost like gargle my chopsticks, right? Gargy my chops. Gargy my chode.